Hey ladies, I'm on my way out, late as usual. I tell you, man, these little 9 o'clock appointments, when I got work to hand in, I'm up at 6 o'clock in the morning trying to get some work done, trying to get it done so I can leave here on time. It's crazy. All right, so still cycle 10. It is cycle day 16. It's a lot easier to count when your cycle starts on the first day of the month. I'm on my way to acupuncture and chiropractic. I am running late. I'm probably going to be about 10 minutes late. Oh my God. Okay. If you follow me on social media, you would have seen that I posted some medication. So yes, I am officially on blood pressure medication. My blood pressure, I've been saying for some time that it hasn't been doing well. I've been testing it at home, and it's also not been doing well. So it's not like nervousness for being in the doctor's office. I get up in the morning, I wait a little bit, I test, it is high. Not even borderline, it's just high. So I said now the last couple times I was in my RE's office, my blood pressure was looking suspectly high, and he was saying that he would need to give me something, but considering that I have a history of hypertension, I don't want him managing that medicine. I'd rather my primary care physician manage that medicine. So I went to my primary care physician, who I have not seen in a number of years. It's actually an office of doctors. I've seen a number of them. Personally, the main doctor there, I don't care to see. That's who I saw last week, or this week. That's who I saw this week. I don't care to see him because he's an MD. And my experience with MDs is they just like to write scripts. You know, I prefer a DO. A doctor of osteopathy, I think it's called. They're more of the touchy-feely kind of doctor. Will look at your entire body to make a diagnosis, and they're a lot more open to homeopathic remedies. So I prefer a DO. The DO that I was seeing at this office is no longer there, and that's a shame because I really liked him. There is another DO there, but I've never met with her. But I was just trying to get an appointment as quickly as I could, so I ended up with the main doctor, who is an MD. I've seen him a number of times. He is the original doctor that I saw when I first started going to this office. So I'm familiar with him. And he didn't give me, a hard way to go about not being there for years, or a hard way to go about my weight. But, my blood pressure wasn't so great. She had to take it twice. It did come down, but it was still high. So he immediately got me on a blood pressure medicine. Now, I do have an allergy to ACE inhibitors. So I cannot take those, although he told me ACE inhibitors you cannot take during pregnancy. So he prescribed me the methyl-dopa, which I believe is a beta blocker. But the beta blocker that I am used to taking is Diavin. So that worked really well for me. But I don't think I can take Diavin during pregnancy, so the methyl-dopa, so far so good. So craziness is that my pharmacy did not have it in stock. I had to wait an extra day to get it. So I've only been taking it for 2 days. So far so good. My blood pressure was still borderline this morning, but on his way down. Yesterday it was no change. So it's a slower acting medicine, so it doesn't, like, as soon as you take it, bring your heart rate down. I mean your blood pressure down. So it's a slower acting one, so it takes a little while to get in your system. I guess I'm metabolizing it pretty fast, because I've done a little research on how long I could expect it to take. Some people were saying, a few days. One person even said a couple weeks. But it took about 2 days and my pressure is starting to come down. Now, is this enough of a dosage? I don't know. I've seen much higher doses than the one I'm taking right now. I'm only taking 250 milligrams once a day. Apparently, I've seen dosages up to 250 milligrams 3 times a day, and things like that. So I took it last night around 5:30, and this morning my blood pressure was borderline, but closer to normal. So seems like it's working. I'll give it a little bit more to see. But I like to take everything in the morning so I can just get it done and out of the way, because once I start working, my schedule is like this. Right? So the mornings are about the only thing that I can control when I don't have to leave the house. So yeah, this is my life now. The other thing that I talked to my primary care physician about is my blood work and my A1C. Those are my glucose levels, my long-term glucose levels. And they haven't been great for some time. Now, the last one that I took, that my RE ordered, the lab had me in the range of pre-diabetic. I mean, it was on the cusp. If I was 1 more tenth of a point up, I'd officially be type 2 diabetes. So he didn't think it was anything, too bad with it. Personally, maybe he should have looked into it a little bit more. Maybe he didn't look at it at all. I did ask if my blood work was an issue. They said it wasn't. So we didn't have any discussion about it. But I know what the numbers mean. And I know what my numbers have been over the past few years. So, well, not what they've been over the past few years, because I also haven't had my A1C tested since the last time I was at my primary care physician, which was probably 2 or 3 years ago. So, I know that that A1C and my family history, not good. So, I told him that the A1C was 6.4, and he basically gave me the look. I'm like, I know. He was just like, yeah, that's type 2 diabetes. Like, he didn't even say that was pre-diabetic. Forget the cusp. It can go up, it can go down, whatever. He's basically calling it type 2 diabetes, and said that he mentioned metformin. I'm like, and he basically said, you're gonna be on insulin when you get pregnant, right? So I'm late for this appointment. I'm gonna run in here real quick, and I will see y'all when I get back. See you in a minute or a few seconds. Okay, ladies, I am back. A little sore. Kyra always makes me a little sore. But yeah, so anyway, I was saying, I think I was talking about my blood pressure medicine and my A1C and all that great stuff. So, yeah, my A1C is high. Doctor started talking about metformin, so I sent out a message to my acupuncturist and was basically like, yeah, doctor's talking metformin. We need to get up on it and bring my A1C down. So, she has an injection complex or some kind of medicine that she wants me to take that sort of works like metformin but doesn't have all the side effects of metformin. So there's that. I did tell her that I was looking into Garcinia cambogia, and I've had some success with Garcinia when using it purely for weight loss. Not exactly knowing what it does. But just knowing that it aids in weight loss. So I did some research to see if there was any information on using Garcinia and Cambogia with infertility, and I found out that it's often used to treat PCOS patients because it helps, regulate sugar levels. So for the past few days, I've been taking Garcinia, but I don't know that I should continue to take it because my acupuncturist gave. All right, sorry, ran out of space on the phone, on the SD card. I guess I gotta move some videos off. But yeah, so a couple days ago I started taking the Garcinia, and but I will probably skip it today because my acupuncturist gave me an injection today, which is supposed to help with my sugar levels. So she also wants to monitor what I eat, also monitor what comes out after I eat. So, to kind of help work. And I love how, she's a doctor as well. I don't know that she's an MD, but, she is a doctor. She can write prescriptions. She, for blood work and whatnot. So I do like how, she'll take like reports that other doctors get, and, will work with me and them. So yeah, this is life right now, right? So the methyl-dopa seems to be working. We just have to give it a little bit more time to kind of see where my blood pressure levels out. She took my blood pressure as well this morning, and it was about the same that it was on mine, maybe a little higher, but I did like rush in. I was late. So that's what's going on right now. This being cycle day 16, I'm really only 2 weeks out from my next cycle, which is when I have to call the RE to get things going with IVF. And I'm nowhere near even having my BMI under 40s, which kind of sucks. Like, this totally sucks. I'm still sort of hovering at 245, 250 weight. But I got 2 weeks to kind of bang something out and get close. I do have my pap smear, which is due the beginning of April. So I will have to get that, and then yeah. So I do have a work trip. I have a last minute work trip to DC next week, so that'll get me out of the house at least. So that'll be fun. And then probably not long after that, there's the pap smear. I do have another work trip to Chicago in mid-April. And then maybe another trip in May to New York. That one's not in stone. So it's going to be kind of busy the next month, travel-wise, maybe. But at the end of it, it's tax time too. So I'm kind of like stressed out about that because I got to get that together. I do my own taxes, and I run a business, so I have to do business taxes and all of that too. So I've got a lot to do over the next couple of weekends. Oh, but the good news is I have a hair appointment tomorrow, hence my not so great looking hair today. But I do have a hair appointment tomorrow, and I need to figure something out. I need to figure something out what I'm going to do with the rest of my weekend. But yeah. So that's what I have going on. I do want to show you all my chart thus far, because I will say, since having a desk bike and being off my TTC fast, this is kind of the most level my temperatures have been in all of my cycles since I started tracking temperature. There's an unexpected dip. There is one temperature that I threw away only because I got almost no sleep for that one. But it's weird because I'm also doing the ferning as well, and I think I totally missed my peak. You know, the ferning was pretty strong, but not exactly full. Sometimes I miss getting the sample because I work out and then I go straight to eating and I forget to put the sample. It's just because I'm trying to get pictures of it and I don't always get pictures right away. Oh, it's super duper complicated. But I totally missed my pick. I tried to use an OPK when my temperature dropped the second time, as you can see in the chart, and I didn't get a peak. It just started coming down from there. So I did get those progesterone strips. If you follow Sandra Wiley or if you follow Simply Tanika, I did get the progesterone strips. So when my temperatures dropped the second time, on the second day it started going up a little bit, I did use one, and it had me at like progesterone like on it like a 2. It wasn't like the lowest progesterone, but it definitely had a line there with colors. So I'm gonna wait a couple more days from my temperature rising. So it has risen, hasn't crossed 98 degrees yet, and it sort of just got past my follicular phase. So I don't know if it's going to go up again, but I also had a hard time this morning because I woke up earlier than I was supposed to, and I was trying to like stay in bed and stay asleep, and you know, to kind of get that proper time. So I don't know, that temperature could have been a little off. I really got to see what it looks like tomorrow, and you know, in a couple of days I'll do the progesterone again to see if my progesterone is up. I have had sore boobs the past few days, so that is an indication of ovulation, as well as my cervical mucus pretty much drying up. It's not completely dry, but I didn't get, like, I kind of had like 2 days, as you can see from the chart. I had 2 days of egg white, then 1 day of watery, and then another egg white day, and then my temperature dropped. And so I think that's kind of when, but what's interesting is that my ferning completely disappeared around the same time as well. So that's an indication that I most likely ovulated, and maybe my progesterone is just a little low right now. So I don't know. I guess because I'm not on all the herbs, I'm not on the Don Q, I'm not on the other herbs, my estrogen is not as high, so my ferning was not as evident this month. But it's good to know, like, what my body looks like without being on any extra hormone, you know. It's really good to see what that looks like. So I have an expectation for any other cycles or whatever. But yeah, that's pretty much what's going on cycle day 16. I really got to work on this weight, though. I really got to work on this weight, and I think I can get it down. I probably won't be down to 35 the next time I see the doctor, but I still have the entire month of April to work on my weight and get it down as low as I can before retrieval, and hopefully get my A1C down and my blood pressure under control enough to do a fresh transfer. So my mindset right now with that is I will do a fresh blind transfer, whatever the doctor wants, 1 embryo or 2. If he allows me to do 2, I'll do 2, and then I will PGS test any remaining embryos. Let's see if I even get 2 embryos. I'm like kind of putting a cart before the horse, but I'm also wishfully thinking, right? So I'm hoping that I have enough embryos to have a kid and a sibling, That's all I want. So whether I get them both at the same time, or I'm going to say to have a girl and a sibling. I have to put it that way because I want my little girl. But I could very well get 2 boys, 1 boy, 2 boys, or whatever with the fresh transfer. So if I have 2 boys with the fresh transfer, then I'll have to go again in a couple of years and put a girl in there. That's what I'll be doing. But yes. So, you know, hopefully if I do get to implant 2, transfer 2, it'll be 1 boy, 1 girl, and you know, that'll be that. And then I can, you know, donate whatever embryos are left to some needy family who can't afford this process. So hopefully hopefully. But yeah, so that's the plan. I think I'm gonna do a fresh transfer blind, if allowed. But you know, my body has to cooperate. You know, no OHSS, no high A1C, and no high blood pressure. I'm asking a lot of said body. I'm asking a lot. But I also have to get my stress under control at work, because I think that is what's ruling my blood pressure right now. Definitely my work stress. There's a lot going on. There's a lot to do. You know, I mentioned before that I kind of had a promotion, but the reality is I am doing a lot at work, more than other people on the team. So I kind of have a bit of a leadership role. So, you know, great responsibility, you know. So I just need to get that under check. And I think what that is I just need to get up to date. Right now I just feel like I'm so behind on everything, and I don't feel like I'm on top of everything. So if I can feel like I'm back on top of everything, that will relieve a whole lot of stress. And what that will probably mean is a bunch of weekend work, maybe over the next couple of weekends, just to get caught up in this place where I feel relaxed about all that I have to do. Yeah. So that's the plan. And I also want to get my backyard cleaned up before I get pregnant, because then I don't want to stress my body, and that's going to be a lot of work. So I'll be using that as extra exercise in this weight loss journey here. So I'm hoping that over the next couple of weeks that I'll be able to report some real progress. I feel like I've been talking about this weight loss thing for so long, and then I'm just not moving. And I was watching Simply Tanika the other day, and she was talking about having a blueberry pound cake, and that it didn't mean that she wanted her baby less, but just that that's where her head was at the time. And I was telling her that I struggle with that myself, where I often feel like, am I not losing this weight because I don't want these babies as much as I think I do? Like, why can I just not be super duper committed as I was back in August and September? Why can I not be super duper committed? Am I just over it? I mean, I'm still working towards this, but am I just over it right now? Am I in denial? Do I just not want this? Is it just not the best time? Or, you know, is it just that work-wise and trying to juggle all these appointments, you know, acupuncture, chiropractic, now my primary care physician, and, you know, other appointments, and just trying to find a point where I'm more relaxed and living a more normal life, and still maintaining all the things that I need to do around the house, like my yard work, the gardening, you know, just maintaining a clean house. And I just feel like everything frustrates me so easily these days, and I think that's just my stress level has got to be like right up here. So I really need to work that out before starting stems, because I don't want that to affect my process. So that is definitely something I need to work out in the next 2 weeks. I need to get that level set, and find a way to manage it, so that I'm not like crazy stressed out. So those are my extra tasks in addition to trying to lose this weight, and hopefully in the process all of this will come together, and work for some better good, where I could get out and just have more energy and do what I'm supposed to do and feel more relaxed, and not eat things that I'm not supposed to eat, and keep up with my workouts and stuff. So that is where I am right now. It's crunch time, and you know what, I'm good in the clutch. So it's March 16th, March, yes. Man, I'm rushing this year. It is March 16th, and the scale this morning was like, I don't know, I didn't even record the weight because I just didn't. Just didn't. So I'm gonna not record weight until Monday. I'm gonna do what I want to do this weekend, try to remain good or whatever, but I need to put myself in a more relaxed state. So I'm gonna relax and do what makes me feel relaxed this weekend, and then Monday we're just gonna hit it hard. And I also need to work on my sleep. I don't sleep well. I've probably mentioned this sometimes before, but I do not sleep well. I need to go to bed early and try to stay asleep. So I definitely have to work on that. I don't want to take melatonin. I've read that it can help, and I've read that it can hurt. So I don't want to take melatonin. If I take myself to bed, I can get to sleep. I just don't stay asleep very long. I always wake up, so it's broken. But I can get back to sleep pretty easily. So that's another thing that I need to work on, is getting more sleep. So, all right, I have talked enough for this video, and this is where I am. I'm still working on it, ladies. I am a work in progress. I do not profess myself to be perfect at all. I am a work in progress, and that's what it is. I'm trying the best I can with the cards that I am dealt, and unfortunately life, you know what I'm saying? So I gotta get through life, and I gotta make these babies at the same time, and sometimes it's too hard to do both, so I gotta focus on one or the other, and right now life is winning, because, well, I gotta pay bills, so life and work, and I still have my vision board, and it's in front of me every day on the desk bike, and I glance at it often, many times in a day. So it helps me to kind of stay focused. But sometimes urges, food wise, and things, they kind of just get the best of me, and I fall down but I get up. I fall down, but I get up. And I just got to try not to fall as much. All right, ladies. Love you guys. Sticky baby dust to all those TTC. And also, I noticed the video was going to be late, but, my hearts go out to those who were affected by the cryopreservation failures. I know that there was one, I can't remember, I put it down there, and then I saw an article later that there was another one in California, and there were thoughts about there being maybe some foul play and with that. I mean, it's just horrible. It's just horrible. Also, just last night there was a pedestrian bridge collapse in Miami. I am here in Florida, but I'm not in Miami. I'm in Orlando. But my hearts go out to those who were affected by that. I do have friends who live in Miami, so it's concerning. you know, it's concerning. And it was a new bridge, and it was just put up a few days prior, and it just collapsed and it fell on some cars. And the last I saw, there were at least 4 fatalities, and a ton of people who went to the hospital. So hearts and thoughts and prayers, and everything goes out to anyone affected by that as well. And there are some ladies, since I'm new to social media, I don't have any screen names or anything like that, but if any of you ladies are following me on Instagram, there were a ton of BFPs lately this week. So congratulations to you ladies, and then for all the other ladies who are like me, who are still in it for the fight, let's get it. For those who are losing weight, I saw there was another young lady who said she lost 24.1 pounds in the last 5 weeks. She only has 6 more weeks to go before she can do IVF. Congratulations to her. And yeah, so I'm watching and I'm paying attention, and I'm trying my best here. So sticky baby dust to all those TTC again, and I will see you guys in the next video.